So,
Okay.
Jimmy,
speaking of old,
stream went offline.
I
Now it's
know.
back.
I get showered at by my computer when that happens. So I know.
Hold on. It's not on yet.
It's back on for me.
It's on for me.
I don't see it.
Reload the page.
I did.
Whack.
Do it again.
There it is. I've been reloading the app. I've been watching
Go
it.
grab a wrench and hit it TF2 style.
No, don't do that.
So, as you know, I was saying before my computer decided to fuck with me. A show that I watched that my mother really likes and we have DVDs of is the animated Batman series.
Batman the Animated Series.
That was so good.
Yes,
I saw some of it. I don't remember any of it though.
that is. I have the DVDs in my room.
Batman
like a
the
bunch
Animated
of
Series,
them.
like, unironically, like, one of the most influential.
The intro for
Pieces
the
of Batman
animated
media.
Batman series is so fucking good. Anyway.
Jimmy, you just
Definitely harder than they
indirectly reminded me of the fact that I saw something that very subtly disturbed me. There's a Superman anime now.
Yeah, there is because there's also an animated Superman series, but whatever,
There's also Superman the Animated Series, and I think they both then segued into the Justice League series,
Yes.
and then Justice
Good.
League Unlimited. And then the
And then
Batman
from Justice
Beyond
League,
is in
they
the,
went fucking
Batman
nuts.
Beyond is in the same universe.
And then they fucked off and somewhere something went wrong and they ended up with Crypto the Super Dog.
Yeah.
Then isn't
So
wasn't
that
Static
cartoon
Shock was
also
in the
that
same universe and it was so fucking good. They just straight up showed a kid shooting fucking Richie in the leg.
just
Oh right, that was the thing that happened in that show. That show just pulled no punches. Just we need to the deep.
Richie's dad was racist.
Deep societal issues we need to talk about. All right, have one of the main characters get shot in the leg.
I really hope, but with some limitations, they do some things with the new show, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. It's on Disney Plus. It was really good. It gives me Static Shock vibes, but with a completely different art style.
Let's be real. If they made Static Shock today, the internet, Twitter would be up in arms and calling.
They
it
would be
woke.
calling it woke, while other people would be celebrating it. But I wish we could bring Static Shock back. It was just such a good show.
You know what question bringing up the animated series for DC brought up for me just now? Favorite versions of our favorite characters.
There, Flash every other week.
Our favorite, like how every show to come out has a redesign for a character. Our favorite designs for certain characters that we have some kind of
That's
preference
just the thing
to
that always
compared to others.
happens. Characters have
Yeah, they-
redesigns. Do you
Yeah,
see fucking
it-
Captain?
Like, I'm not usually a guy who enjoys the Joker designs, but there's one in specific.
Is it the Samurai Joker?
No. It's the one that actually the one that actually looks like he's a madman jester.
That's the Batman Joker, right?
He had, hold on.
Kane.
I mean,
We're talking about Batman Joker, yes? Not about Persona Joker.
yes.
Kane?
Hold on. I'm on you. The Batman, 2004.
Yeah, the 2004 The Batman.
That is my
That
favorite
version of
design
Joker
for
was
the
very
Joker. I just find it more appealing than the other designs for the Joker.
I mean, I personally like the animated series of Joker. Mostly because that's the one
Because he's
I see it and it's
Because
like,
he
oh,
actually
that's
looks
Joker.
like a madman.
He actually looks like he's fucking insane.
He does, and the acting for the character goes right with it. He's
Oh, for this
constantly
one as well?
making
It's
jokes,
just
and
the voice?
yeah, he's got the voice down. He's got the jokes. He has dark humor to go with the normal jokes. And like he has a bunch of gadgets that are actually based around being a clown.
What's another good example is a lot of the back to Transformers. The Transformers get like redesigned like every like 2 years.
Fair enough.
Nowadays, the designs tend to be a lot more consistent, but there's still some very good variation. Like ironically, one of the biggest like departures from classic design that like really works well was the Transformers Prime version of Soundwave.
I'm gonna say it right
Can you
now.
show
So
images, please?
Yeah.
the
So
mic. Hold on, Jimmy. I'll give you an image of the Joker in a sec.
And I was talking to me about the Sunwave thing.
can go
Let me
for that. I'm
pull
gonna
it.
go pull up real quick. So I'm gonna pull up. All right. Soundwave
All right.
After this, you're okay with moving on to another idea box, or do you have
All
something
right.
else to say about this?
So here's the Joker from the 2004 show.
Yeah,
And
that looks like
he had
Joker.
stuff like his boots would extend to let him stand higher up and stuff. His actual arsenal was being a Joker.
That makes sense.
He also had one of
Trying to find a
those
good picture.
the toy punching glove where you pull it and it extends. He had one of those too.
Okay, we've got some images.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'll,
So
this
Also,
little wiki
I
photo doesn't work.
I
So
wanted to
Soundwave
say,
in
oh,
most
good.
continuities is basically this boxy guy, more or less. That is
okay, he looks like a
Soundwave.
a
That is
cassette
like
player.
basically every continuity he looks like that. Yeah, nearly without fail. However, in Transformers Prime, he looks like this.
Holy shit!
A lot of characters got very big design changes in that show, so
Not really.
I don't know. That seems pretty drastic.
Soundwave was the most drastic design change, but it works so well for him, especially the way
But
they've characterized him in that show. Because in that show, Soundwave has one line
oh no.
in the entire show, because the character's taken a vow of silence, and then they bring in for this one line he says, they bring in the original voice actor, and it's just complete with the voice synthesizer they gave him in the original show. Just Soundwave superior, Autobots inferior, and then flashbangs everyone.
Yeah, that's funny.
Also, in typical Soundwave style, he's low key like the most overpowered piece of
Me
shit.
bringing up Transformers made me remember how much I dislike how hard they simplified the new Optimus Prime in the Michael Bay movies.
Well, that's just because the Michael Bay movies are pieces of shit.
No, they like in the ones before the one that I don't even know if it's out already or not. But the one with the gorilla guy,
Oh, the Optimus. Oh, the new live
the
action.
new one, I
The new live action.
don't like how they overly simplified it, and it does not look as good.
Released Optimus Prime. Images.
If you compare it to the Optimus Prime from the other Michael Bay movies, it is overly simplified.
It is a much simpler visual design. However, it is, I feel, much closer to the classic look. And generally, the new live action movies have tried to closer resemble the
Yeah,
classic look. I mean, do you remember
I
Doritos
mean, I
Starscream?
get that, but at the same
Hold on,
time,
wait, Kate, hold on, wait. What did you just say, Meep?
Doritos Starscream, I think he said.
I need to see that.
Oh no.
after
Transformers.
I feel like I'm so out of touch with Transformers because I've never really picked up interest in this.
Alright, so Starscream, we have first we have the classic G1 Starscream. He's generally more or less that, though he
I'm
varies a
playing,
bit more.
yes.
Then we have Transformers, Starscream, Michael.
I love
Bay.
that this Starscream was so fucking sassy for no reason.
Fuck yeah.
I'm getting a picture comparison so that you guys don't
Then
have
this
to
is
look
him
it
in the
up.
live action movies.
What the fuck is
Why?
this Dorito?
Fucking why?
Oh my
There's a reason why I
god.
said he's a direct.
So,
Now,
okay.
they like have a reason they did it, and the reason they did it is they tried to make it so the live action Transformers don't change sizes when they transform, because that's the thing is a lot of Transformers, especially in G1, changed size a lot when they transformed. Soundwave and Megatron were obvious examples, but like even like Starscream and Co. They're like
Alright.
drawn not much taller than Optimus Prime, or like the same size as Optimus Prime in robot mode. But you know they're F-14s, F-15s. They're F-15s, which is much bigger than Optimus Prime's vehicle mode.
So
Built like the best tortilla chip to dip guacamole in.
that was the old. This is the old Optimus Prime from the Michael Bay movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How he has all that detail.
That's way too much.
This is what he
Oh, that
looks
looks
like
so
now.
much better.
Oh, I have.
Oh, that looks so
It
much
does.
better. I do not like the first one at all. But that first one has like way too much fucking shit on him.
There's too
don't
many
like
hot
the-
rod flames.
Also,
The new one is much closer to the.
we still need to add to the room of thought somewhere, like in the corner, where the images we post on the images channel actually show up, so the people at home, the viewers, actually know what's going on. Like
Oh
the
my
real
God, I would have to
Melvin
like.
Poole in
Oh,
Twitch
I have
chat
no
right
idea how
now.
to do that.
Mina's gonna have to show Jimmy how to display a chat.
I'm sure he'll figure it out. It's the same way we put
Or
It's the
instant
same way we
reaction.
did
I'm
this
sure he'll figure it out.
I'm sure he'll figure it out. It's
Anyway,
the same way we did chat.
I much prefer
But yeah,
the
for the second
design over the
Optimus
first
Prime
one.
design, yeah, I prefer it. But also, I have an action figure that looks exactly like that.
It's like if
Yeah,
I
With the
if I see the
Transformer-
first one, I'm
one-
like, what the fuck is that? I see the second one, I'm like, oh, that's Optimus Prime.
Yeah, the hot rod flames are cool in the truck mode, but it's kind of all over the place when he's in transformed mode, so you can't really get a streamlined design out of it.
No, but
I
that's
didn't
the
talk
hot
about the
rod
flames. I'm like talking about the how much shit it's on him.
Hot Rod Flames are already. There's a character who that's their whole point, and his name is Hot Rod. And they didn't give Hot Rod the Hot Rod Flames in the live action movies.
It's shitty.
They also gave him a French accent for some reason.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's hot. He's hot rod.
Like, I want to be clear, I don't hate the new design, I just think it's too simple in comparison.
I feel like
I think it's a
much
nice
better.
reference to the original 80s cartoon.
The
Speaking of
1980s, 1986 Transformers cartoon is basically, they've gone back to that visual more or less as the basis for all modern stuff, because it is so
Superior.
iconic. And to be fair, most of what they've done since then has been mediocre at best.
Okay.
I mean, Transformers
It
animated
is
did very well, but that was
15
extremely
minutes to 3
stylized.
o'clock. And I have got to get going soon.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Speaking of Transformers animated, that is my favorite edition of Bumblebee.
Should we wrap up the Room of Thought then?
I
Don't have to
Jimmy's
end on my
been-
Talk about a couple
I
of
think
things.
Jimmy might have been trying to ask that.
No, I want to talk about other things because I feel really fucking out of touch with Transformers because it is something I've never
Oh,
really
fair
fucking
enough.
done something with in my life. So I feel really out of touch. I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? I'm just going to be silent here. I'm the host.
I just want to say,
You
Jimmy.
just start yang and nodding. Just smile and wave like I do.
Yeah, that's how I'm be honest. That's how I was the first time that
Just
you guys
smile and
pulled me in
wave,
here.
boys. Smile,
Smile
and wave.
and wave.
Alright. I'll talk you guys later. And We can discuss where you want to put the images later on.
Maybe when I have, not shitty
When you're
voice.
not, yeah, that's right. I'll be back Tuesday, so we can probably talk about it on
Okie dokie.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Bye
Feliz
bye.
noches.
Buenas noches.
Okay, bye
Pasta
bye.
con
Have a
queso.
good night.
Bye.
So, speaking of hot,
Anyway,
flaming hot.
what's next in the idea?
Flaming hot. So
The
there's a
movie and
Wait,
snacks.
what?
yeah, there is a movie about how the flaming hot Cheetos were created.
Really?
Yes, it released
Uh,
this year.
you
Huh?
what? The
Yeah,
fuck are
yeah,
you
it's
talking
called.
about?
Look up Flaming Hot: The History of the Flaming Hot Cheetos. It is an actual movie. We watched it the other day, because okay, so
Oh,
story time. The other day I was with my family, as per usual, watching TV, and I'm like looking at a movie or something to watch, and I see this thing called Flaming Hot: The Story of the Flaming Hot Cheetos, or something like that. I'm like, oh, this might be a cool documentary. Speaking of like, how the Flaming Hot Cheetos were a thing. No, it ended up being an hour and a half long movie about the story of the man that quote unquote invented the Flaming Hot Cheetos. And it is genuinely a really good fucking movie. So much so that after we ended watching the movie, my sister and I went to the supermarket and bought a bunch of spicy snacks. But that is the thing. It came out this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if you guys didn't know what
my
the
favorite
movie was.
Jimmy bringing up Cheetos, and I remembering that I love jalapeno Cheetos.
So we don't really have like flaming hot Cheetos here. So I wanted to learn more about flaming hot Cheetos from you two, since I'm pretty sure that is a thing in America.
I don't think I've ever had flaming hot Cheetos.
Neat.
Well, no, I guess I've had them one time, but I don't remember like anything specific about them. I just remember them being hotter than jalapeno Cheetos.
I mean, they're literally called flaming hot, so
I don't like spicy.
fair enough. So next,
Jimmy, are your thoughts on Mexican candy?
really good. I've actually had Mexican candy before. So I'm pretty spice tolerant. I can't handle like really 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 spicy things, but I can
Have
handle
you
like
ever?
normal
It,
spice.
here's a good question. Like generally to both of you, have you ever had homemade candy?
And
No,
what?
Because
not candy per
be,
se, but I've had homemade what's it called, brownies and
at one
muffins.
point, my mom made homemade gummies, and we used Lego molds. And so yeah, we had gummy Legos, and we made them ourselves,
That's that's actually pretty cool.
and
Nice.
they were interesting. I personally don't believe they were sweet enough, but that's just me.
So, next up in the idea box, which I think Kane agrees with me, Bakugan nostalgia.
What?
Next up
I
in
think we
the
already
idea
did that.
box,
I heard. What was the first word you said?
Bakugan.
Oh, Bakugan nostalgia. I don't
Yeah.
remember a lot of it. In fact, the last time I did anything relating to it was when we moved into this house. I had to give away my entire fucking collection, and I was so upset about that
Oh,
because
that's
I had
unfortunate.
a good like I had, as I said earlier, the big ass Bakugan and the armors that came with it, and I had actual ones that could use the armor. I still have one of them, but it's kind
I assume
of.
maybe you
But
never like did anything with
yeah,
Bakugan when that was a thing.
Yeah, that was the last time I did anything with the toys.
As much as I'm thinking
I
about the
did
video
think
games, because the original Pokemon video game, Pokemon Battle Brawlers, was actually fucking slept. God, I wish
that.
Leonidas was an
Are
actual
you
fucking
talking
toy
about the one
IRL.
that was out? Are you talking about the one that was out for DS and PS2 and all that?
Yes.
That the combat in that game just plays like mini games, and you know what?
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Me too.
I I just don't actually have a problem with it because of the way they did it. I remember
Also,
nothing about
Leonidas was
it.
so fucking cool. I'm shocked that they didn't give you a Leonidas with each copy of Bakugan. It
Oh,
made
there
so
This is
much
is
Sparta.
sense.
there is something I do like about that game though, and it's they let you choose your element if I remember correctly.
Yes, they let you choose your own element. That's how Leonidas
When
was
you
made.
first start the game, you get to choose what element you start with.
Yeah, and your clothes change up a bit, and your partner Bakugan is the element that you chose. Also, just
I
like
think every element had a different type of Bakugan.
mm,
Like
yes and no. Like each element had their
were
own set of
they
Bakugans because of the protagonists and
no
characters that had like special Bakugans. But at the
I
same
mean
time,
your starting Bakugan was
yeah, your
different
starting
depending
Bakugan
on
would be chosen by the element that you chose. That is the reason they had you choose an element.
when you started, the actual type of Bakugan that you had would be decided by your element.
Depends on what game. Because in the Wii and PS2 games, yes, you did have the Bakugans of the same element than the ones that you chose. In the DS, and I know this for a fact because I've played Bakugan Battle Brawlers on the DS way too many times.
Are we
You
talking
get
about the same thing?
a yes, but different console versions. Uh, so for the DS, you start out with a Pyrus Serpenoid, an Aquos Juggernoid, and a Ventus Falconeer. Meanwhile, in the Wii version, you start with a Cyrus Juggernoid and Serpenoid of the element that you chose at the beginning of the game when you start a new save file after your character customization.
Huh.
Which, in Bakugan for the DS, one of the things I always do, and I have done for a long time, the second tournament is in an Aquos field. So what I do is get the Aquos Juggernoid, get a Subterra Juggernoid, and my partner Bakugan. And I buy a special ability card that gives you 200G for all elements if you have an Aquos and a Subterra Bakugan in your party.
So you would get what 400 because you would have two different
No,
elements.
you need to have both for it to work.
Uh,
It's like if you have a certain Bakugan of certain element and certain elements in your party, you get 200G.
so it was like
It was
if
like
you actually pulled off a combo.
sort of, yes. So what I would use that for Leonidas because you don't have the signature ability card until like I think the little last tournament of the game on the DS.
I haven't played that game in so long.
I know, right? If I had a capture card, I would literally play that game on stream. But I mean, I could play on the PS2, but I don't know.
And you could play the DS version.
I need touchscreen.
You know that
Mini games,
that
Kane. Mini games.
yeah, I know that. I'm not gonna say the full name, but Melon uses a touchscreen.
I know, but it's not good to use a mouse for touchscreen. Especially considering the mini games that you have to do. Like you literally have two mini games where one you have to spin a spin a thing in circles really, really, really fucking fast, and the other one is scratching the screen with your stylus. It was literally called a scratch battle. Scratch a symbol in your screen really, really, really fucking fast. The other one
I
is
could do
a
that.
basically. Okay, whatever. The other one is you have a figure of eight and you have to follow this certain symbol around the figure of eight and it gets progressively faster and faster and faster. So yeah, it's not ideal for emulator that game. It is not.
Oh, I mean, there are ways around it.
Yeah, I guess drawing tablet, but I don't have the money for that.
No, I mean that. I meant gaming mouse sensitivity button.
That I do not want to fucking mess with my mouse's sensitivity button because if I dare even look at it, it just goes fucking zoom, and I do not like for it to go fucking zoom.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that game was a fucking banger. I assume he didn't play it because he is very much quiet, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, he turned into the new you.
So let's go to, since Mina isn't here, let's go to the witches. Me?
Don't mind me, I'm casually
Me?
I may or may not be going to get a ROM.
Yes.
Why do witches have cats?
Have what?
Cats.
He said,
Yeah.
why do
have
witches
yes,
have
the
cats?
idea box? Yes. That is a fun trivia fact with Meep.
For free.
Yes. For the honor of Kane sitting around all day and partaking in this, he gets a free trivia fact with Meep. And the reason is the Black Death. That's the short version. The short version is the Black Plague. Or the bubonic. The long version is that disease was carried by fleas,
Rats.
which were on cats. And if you owned a cat, they would keep the rats away, so you were less likely to get the plague. And the Dark Ages people like, there's these women who aren't getting the plague, which is very clearly some dark magic shit. So clearly, they're the witches who are causing this plague, and it just so happens they all own cats. Therefore, witches were forever bound to cats in culture. And yes, there was a lot of murder involved in that story. Because that's the level of logical reasoning they were operating on back then.
Yeah,
Okay, so
there was a lot of villains there.
I'll leave the con experience for next week when I can actually like explain everything without my voice dying. King, what do you mean with the Pokemon designs?
What?
Pokemon designs that don't make sense or have several crossing wires of confusion. Example: Sandflash.
Where? Oh.
7-7.
We're talking about this, are we?
Okay, hold on. Chill out, buddy. We don't need to be aggressive.
Sandslash
Kane, put the
looks
aggression
like a
down
hedgehog.
little bit.
I have to fucking find it again. I don't even remember my own quote.
It's the mouse Pokemon. It looks like a hedgehog, and it's based on the pangolin.
Yes. 3 completely unrelated animals.
And they all
Game
like
for Pokemon Company.
somewhat small mammals.
What were you thinking? And let's not even talk about the Alolan line for Muck.
Someone has some opinions. I mean, it's a Generation 1 Pokemon. They really didn't have much.
either.
Also, weird breakfasts. You guys had weird breakfasts?
Yeah, weird breakfast. Like things that you would usually not eat for breakfast, but eventually found your way into just eating for breakfast.
No. No, not that I think of, no.
What the fuck? What?
Like, I think the weirdest thing, at
What?
least if I told you guys, the thing that you would like, yeah, that's fucking weird. Omelette for breakfast. Back in like,
Why is?
so, back in 2006, around, I think Easter, we went to Argentina. Beautiful place. And each morning I would go to the restaurant area with my family and I would order a cheese and ham omelet for breakfast.
Hmm.
So that's
Well, I was bringing it up because recently I'd be having baked potatoes for breakfast and only a baked potato.
I mean,
No, nothing else with it. Like this morning, in fact, I cut up two potatoes. I cut up two potatoes into slices and baked them on a sheet with bacon grease.
can I be really honest with you, Kane? That doesn't sound weird. That sounds really
What
fucking
is it?
sad. That sounds
What?
like poor people breakfast.
It wasn't that bad.
No, but I mean, like, you always think of, like, poor people breakfast. You think, like, rice and potatoes. Depending on the area you are in. It's like, only having potatoes for breakfast is like, what the fuck happened to you? Why are you eating only potatoes for breakfast? Meep, any weird breakfast that you've had? Meep?
Oh God. I
Meep.
want character customization. Yes, I actually got like I actually went and looked for the game.
I guess Meep is gone. I don't know what happened
Meep?
to him.
Are you alive?
Sorry, I zoned
Nice.
out pretty bad.
You did. Weird breakfasts. Any weird breakfasts you've had?
You zoned out
I
real
don't
hard.
really eat breakfast nowadays.
That is kind of weird. You should.
That yeah.
Well, the thing is, Jimmy, is I'm not very active, so I don't exactly need the extra calories.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, neither am I, but I still try to make sure I eat at least once a day.
Yeah, and this man eats like baked potatoes, which is like poor people food.
I
Baked
had
potatoes are
two.
not poor people
It's
food,
just
Jimmy.
easy to make. That doesn't
When
make
I
it poor
always when I always think of like poor people food, I always think potatoes and rice.
people.
So Ireland and Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
Um. Oh, Melvin was here. My bad. I didn't see you there, Melvin.
What else do we got? What else can we
We
unbury
have
here?
the
I mean,
horror, but I'd rather wait for Mina. So we will do that next week alongside Chocolate Jesus and Con Experience. So I think we are going to wrap it up today because I am starting to actually get sleepy now,
well, I mean, you did just get back from a con, so
and I only have 5
Wait,
hours of
Jimmy, did you
sleep.
talk about the con?
We'll talk
no,
about it next week.
he's saving it for next time when Mina's.
So so when my voice is fucked up and I
Next
have
time
more
on Dragon
time
Yeah,
Ball
to
pretty
Z.
much.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z,
Explain
Jimmy's
that.
convention experience, Chocolate Jesus,
ARGs, horror ARGs.
and ARGs.
I am
Top
very,
tier theme song.
I am very fucking tired. It is. It has been 3 days where I've
Jimmy.
been doing nothing but walking around a giant. Okay, so I need to rant about something really quickly before I end.
Jimmy. Go sleep.
Why? What is it? What is it now, Kane?
Go sleep.
What?
Go sleep.
What?
Go eat.
I'm going to rate someone. Give me a minute. Also, I need to
You're a
rant about
pastor.
something.
You need sleep.
Kane, you're the last literal person to tell me that. Shut it.
I sleep more than just 5 hours a day.
So do I. But yesterday I was just way too hyper. Mister, oh, I don't have a sleep schedule.
That doesn't mean I don't sleep. That means I sleep when my body tells me to sleep.
Has a schedule.
It's not a schedule because it's inconsistent.
Which means it's a shitty schedule.
Schedule implies it's planned.
Fair enough.
I've never heard you just give up.
Because usually,
Usually,
So before we end stream, I
You're
need
a
to
man
rant
of
about
iron will.
something about not the convention itself, but the convention center. Why the fuck do the bathrooms not have solid fucking walls? Why is it glass? It was like half
Wait, why are
translucent
they
glass. So, the convention center, the bathrooms, the walls that separated the stalls were made out of like glass. Not like, clear glass. But like, you could fucking see the other person peeing from your side. Like, you could see a
What?
silhouette. Yes, I know, it's stupid.
that
I do
is
not
a
know
little
why.
disturbing.
I know.
And I thought American bathrooms were shitty.
At least we have solid
shit.
walls. Granted, you can see people's feet.
I mean, we also did that, but yeah, no, it was like semi-translucent glass. So I was always going to like the last stall to see as little people as possible. Also, I always
Meep.
An
Also-
idea box. American public restrooms. There we go.
Also,
Wow.
really quickly, I just want to say that this experience that I've got, I'm never gonna forget it. Or like, not forget it in a really long fucking time. It has been a blast.
Yeah,
And
the thing about me saying I doubt I'm never gonna get the chance to go to a con is I don't have IRL friends. I got one and he lives with me and he's practically my brother at this point.
Kane, I don't have IRL friends either.
I don't believe you.
Kane, I don't. You know the reason why I went to a convention? So I could go to a fucking Smash tournament. So I could
Me,
do
but I
the
don't
fucking grind.
I don't entirely believe him. Do you?
Kane, I have literally one IRL friend that I can count. That is an actual friend.
Me. Did you zone out again?
Need to send that.
No, I'm here.
Why the fuck do you think I have friends, Kane? I stay in my house all fucking day playing video games and doing nothing successful for society.
Well,
He
maybe.
stays in his
I'm a
house and
failure
talks
to
to his
society.
internet friends like I do. He's like me. He sits inside and talks to his internet friends all
And not be a
day.
useful
That's
piece of
like real life
society.
socialization, but with air conditioning.
Me?
That is the best thing I have ever heard of me. It's like IRL socializing, but with air conditioning.
Yeah, exactly.
10 out of
It's way too
10.
fucking weird to have friends. IRL, I mean.
So
I
who
say
we
this
waiting, Jimmy?
1,000 or a million times. I still don't understand how you people can keep up with me sometimes.
Because Jimmy.
What?
You may need a depresso espresso, but you are still you're a people person.
How?
If you weren't a
What
people
do you
person,
mean
you
how?
wouldn't be a streamer.
I just stream games because I just want to fucking play games, and it's
If
better
you weren't a
than just
people
playing
Jimmy,
games.
if you weren't a people person, you wouldn't have gone to that convention in the first place.
I just wanted to fucking grind Smash Ultimate. I got 45th out of 105.
Yeah, the only way you can actually like get yourself to go to big public events is if you like being around people.
I just tolerate humanity at this point. I just really don't give a fuck
They
anymore.
tolerate humanity too. Humans suck.
Me, you would know. You research it.
Yes.
Like,
The,
it's just gotten to the point where, like,
just today, I saw a news article that was like a meteorologist who worked in the Midwest was retiring, and they were talking about how they were frequently talking about like climate change in the Midwest, and they were getting death threats over it. Like, what the hell?
it makes
That's
sense.
why we can't. Every day we get a new reason for why we can't
I'm
have nice
literally going to
things.
see this in Kane's gravestone. This is why we can't have nice things. Also, we're raiding Gondolao now.
No, my
Honestly, this is why we
tombstone.
can't have
No,
nice
Jimmy.
things. This is a good thing to put on a gravestone.
I mean, yeah, it is. But no, my gravestone's gonna be